Hi everyone, Simon Keeling here. It's Tuesday 17th of July. Thanks for watching. As I always say and remind you, the site's kept free of charge by you telling your friends about it, them coming and viewing, and us being able to present you with adverts, because it's the adverts that keep the site completely free of charge. So the more you come back, the more you use the charts, the more you view the videos, the more adverts we can present to you, which means that we generate revenue from that, and it keeps everybody happy. It looks as if things are settling down over the next few days. Very interesting to hear that the media suddenly have picked up on this story. Of course, we've been talking about it since the end of June, beginning of July, but it looks like it's going to happen. But I now suspect it's not going to be a straightforward improvement. There are a couple of flies in the ointment, and I'll show you those in just a moment. But just to show you how the rainfall acts over the next week and how it's really in the first few days of the forecast that we see the rain. This is the total rainfall chart, which you can get by going to weather charts at the top of the screen there. You just click on weather charts, and then down the left hand side here we've got GFS operational. Under there we've got UK total rain. If you click on UK total rain, then it will bring you up this map. So this is a map of rainfall in 6-hour steps. It's the actual accumulation of rainfall, and it's in millimetres. Now, as we step through, you'll notice how we get heavy rain across Ireland, spreading into northwest England during this afternoon. During tonight and into tomorrow morning. So getting into Wednesday morning, look at this: 60 plus millimetres of rain, 90 millimetres of rain across Ireland. Then you'll notice how those totals continue to increase through tomorrow evening and into Thursday as well, and 90 plus millimetres of rain over the high ground of northwest England and northern parts of Ireland. Could be some flooding here during the next sort of 24 to 48 hours. But then what I want you to notice is, look, as we advance, the rainfall amounts actually just stop increasing, and the reason is that high pressure comes in, and we find that the south of the country, in fact, has very, very little rain over the next few days, and it looks as if this is the position that we're going to find as we get through into the end of July. High pressure building in, much drier conditions coming through, although I think we do have to stress that it probably won't be completely dry, and I'll show you more about that in just a moment. But look how as we get into Sunday and into Monday, look, another front comes into northern and western parts of Scotland, bringing some outbreaks of rain. It might just top up the totals across Northern Ireland and across northwest England, and also for western parts of Wales. GFS has been pretty consistent in this signal of trying to bring in these outbreaks of rain during the late part of Sunday into Monday. A little bit inconsistent on exactly where it is going to be, but has always wanted to have it from somewhere from about Manchester northwards, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's not the case. Remember me telling you that I didn't think this was going to be a widespread outbreak of fine weather across the whole of the country. There was always the threat that Scotland would be left in the damper conditions, and that's how it looks. So generally I think we can go with the idea of it becoming more settled for most, but I want to show you this chart. This is from the Canadian model. This is the GEM model. You get it down the bottom of the page here, Canadian GEM, click on MSLP. Now as we go through, this goes in 12-hour steps. So there's 12 o'clock on Wednesday. Here's midday on Thursday. Now we get to midday on Friday, look, with the ridge of high pressure building in. And it looks as if through the weekend, look, that high just topples its way eastward. So it should actually be very nice on Saturday as that high goes through. And probably Sunday for most of us too, although rain coming into Scotland from this low pressure off southern Iceland. However, by the time we get into the early part of next week, the jet stream is back through Scotland. Now, look at this trough that's out in the Atlantic here. Watch what the model tries to do with that by the time we're getting into the middle to the end part of next week. Look, it's slipping it eastwards, and yes, we've got a big area of high pressure here coming in off Europe. This would make conditions hot, yep, I said hot, across southern and eastern parts of England. But just look at this low. That could lead into a thundery breakdown by the end, well, the 26th, though, by the end of next week. Now, although this model's out on its own with this, I did say that I didn't think this finer spell of weather would be particularly long-lived, and although I think the detail probably isn't right here, I suspect the Canadians probably picking up on something. I think this spell of fine weather probably going through to the 28th and 29th, but then getting a breakdown, and it could be quite a significant thundery breakdown as it comes through as well. I just wanted to show you that because that's not really being picked up at the moment on the GFS ensemble model. It hints at a trough, at a trying to come through, but doesn't really make much of it, and I suspect the Canadians might have got this about right for around the 28th or the 29th. well, what of the next few days? Let's take a look at that. Let's deal with something that we can actually try and firm up on with some confidence. So this is the mean of the 500 millibar flow from the PSU eWall site. And this is the ECMWF on the left and the GFS on the right. ECM, both of them finish on Friday the 27th. So this is taking us towards the end of next week. And it's for the 7-day period. So this will be going from next Tuesday to next Friday. And notice how both of them look. I've got the jet stream coming across the Atlantic. Also, they've got above normal heights. Those orange colours there indicating above normal heights in the Atlantic. But look, see that little trough there, that little dip in the height lines that the GFS is showing. It's also there, look, on the ECMWF. Now, the question is that tied in with the trough that we've just seen on the Canadian? Also, a little trough there, look, down to the west of Portugal on the ECMWF. Now, what we look for are signs in the models of consistency. And there we have potential of a sign of consistency of this trough trying to develop. Models tend to do it too quickly once we get beyond about day 9. So I always tend to add on a couple of days, but the signals are definitely there. So I think it's a case of make the most of the fine weather while we can. Okay, let's go through the charts in a little more detail when I can get the pressure and the rainfall chart for you. That's the one that I want. So let's go through it in more detail then. This is the GFS Ensemble model. It's pressure and rainfall. This is for midday today. And here's the southwesterly flow we've got through us at the moment. This is the rain we're watching, look, across northern parts of Ireland, slipping into northern England during the course of tomorrow, so through Wednesday, becoming wet as low pressure crosses Scotland. Some really heavy rain around across the north of the country and also western parts of Wales too. Excuse me, I think a little bit dry down to the south. Heading into Thursday now, the low clears away to the east. It's got residual showers left behind it, most of them affecting eastern and northern areas of the country, becoming drier to the west, but a few showers for northern and western coasts of Wales, northwest England and the northern coast of southwest England, as well as a few across Ireland. But essentially pressures then building from the west.